Uber is an app that you have on your phone, but more than that, it's a ride-share service. A rider, they'll download the app and request a ride. The driver, they will get a notification on his or her device, and they'll pick up the rider as soon as possible. The rider is given information about the car and the driver onto their phone, and the driver also gets that information about the rider. The driver uses the Uber app that gives them directions to the desired location of the rider. Once they arrive, the rider will exit, and the money is transferred through the app due to a pre-existing card on the rider's account. Uber, it is not a taxi service, it is a ride-share service. If it was a taxi service, they would have employees. Uber contracts individuals to use their own vehicles. Due to this, Uber gets around paying for benefits, car repairs, and gas reimbursements since they're independent contractors that they hire. In 2008, Uber made over 11.8 billion US dollars. Also, Uber has a global presence. Uber is in over 60 countries and 400 cities worldwide and is growing every month. Uber actually has not made it to every US state in which the app was founded in, actually. This is due to certain cities and states having legislate against this type of business and the safety behind it. The current CEO of Uber is Iranian-American businessman Dara Khosrowshahi, and Uber is constantly expanding, but that is what Uber truly is.
So Uber is an IoT company because it uses connected devices such as smartphones that represents passengers and cars interacting. The Internet of Things represents an emerging reality where everyday objects and devices are connected to the internet. Most are wireless and communicate with one another at a high intelligible level. The Internet of Things and ride sharing has done huge favors for consumers, but also for the business operators as well. Because of Uber, you can get a lot of data on driver safety and behavior because of nature of connected vehicles through their devices. Managers can closely monitor their drivers in real time through GPS and determine any room for improvements, or if there are any violations such as overdriving, canceling on passengers, and speeding. Uber can also be considered IoT as it leverages the positions and times of all connected devices, requesting a ride to their passengers and riders. This will likely expand further as they develop carless drivers. But there are some ways that how the IoT can improve Uber's culture. Like their competitors, Lyft, they aren't as strong with their employees' tips. By making the tipping process a bit difficult, Uber appears to be disregarding the happiness and welfare of the drivers. The technology already exists, so it's just up to Uber in 2019 to change that. In 2019 though, Uber are using IoT technology to expand into the healthcare industry. Uber's Health is a dashboard that allows health institutes to schedule free rides for their patients. These features are intended to address the issues of patients often missing their medical appointments. The IoT is both reinforcing operations and opening a lot of doors for ride-sharing businesses, but there is still room for them to improve, and the third-party app are seeking to address certain issues. More opportunities still await as the IoT continues to expand through industries.
Emily? Emily? Emily?
That's me.
You, come on in.
So what do you think about Uber and driving for it?
I don't know. I've been trying for a little while, and I've had some ups and downs, mostly downs. What do you think?
Well, I know for the driver there are a couple cons that you could go over. I mean, one, there's the financial risk. I mean, you have to pay for all the gas.
You tell me about it.
Yeah, and all the maintenance on it.
Have you had mostly positive or negative drives?
Well, I've had kind of a mixture of both, but there have been drivers that have been completely reckless and just like sharp turns and all that kind of stuff. And I think that it kind of leads up to another negative point where Uber drivers don't have like a professional driving test, or they don't need to have professional driving skills. They just basically need a car and a license. Even cab drivers have to go through like a proof of residency, and they have to have good health and some sort of good insurance and hygiene, but Uber doesn't do that. And another thing about Uber is that it doesn't really go through like a very thorough background check. There have been cases where there are some people with criminal records that are still able to drive for Uber.
I know how I drive, but I've been been with some people that aren't as good, unfortunately. Not to toot my own horn. How about you? Have you had mostly positive or iffy?
I would say about 50-50. There have been some drivers that have been pretty reckless, and I think that's kind of like another negative-ish thing about Uber is that the drivers don't have an actual like professional driving skill test or anything like that. It's basically if you have a license and a car, you can be an Uber driver. And that also leads into some of them have actually been known to have criminal backgrounds and criminal records. And that's kind of sketchy because they have a faulty background system.
Don't worry, you're safe with me.
Oh, that's good because there have been a lot of different cases for safety concerns when it comes to both the passenger and the driver. I mean, Uber doesn't even have like a liability system with Uber drivers because they're private or personal contractors instead of actually employees. So if anything goes wrong, they're not responsible. I think this is my stop, but thank you so much for the ride, Greta.
Of course.
It was very nice to meet you.
It was. Jose Naval?
Jose Naval, yeah? How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing well. Yourself, Jose?
I'm doing great.
Oh, great.
So, Matt, what's your vocation on Uber?
Well, Jose, I'm actually a behavioral economist. Yeah, I've studied under the tutelage of Dr. G. He's a great guy. So, I've actually been researching right now the kind of economics behind Uber and Lyft and other ride-sharing companies. And I find it very interesting. I think their future is optimistic if certain notes are hit. Primarily, if they are able to regain access into Europe, that market will spread wildly. Second, if they can stave off the incoming state-run ride-sharing program or programs that they're trying to implement in China. Furthermore, as long as they don't really engage in monopolistic practices like taxi cab companies have done by using the state for licensure, there's a good probability and possibility for fruition, I think, going forward.
So, brother, what do you think for the upcoming future on Uber drivers?
You know, I think that it's actually going to become more specialized. There's a service called Safer, which is exclusively for women, by women, and operated by women. And so it's meant to be a safer alternative. Not that you are not safe, my friend. But just kind of something for women to feel safer about when getting into a car with a woman rather than a man that they may not know.
Okay.
So it's to kind of help with that security. And I think that's kind of the forward momentum of these services, is to become more specialized, because Uber and Lyft are the two dominant figures right now. But moving forward, if they keep on this trend, they will die because they will not hit certain aspects of the market. They'll just be a jack of all trades, a master of none. When you're a master of something, you have that niche of the market, and that's going to be yours for a while. I think that's where they'll have to eventually move to, like companies like Safer.
Right.
I think this is my spot, but Jose, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Have a good
Hey, Juan Pablo Guestefan.
Sí,
All right.
justice.
Sí, señor. Sí, señor.
Oh, muy bien.
All right, yes. Senor, English?
Sí, yes, English.
Indeed.
English.
How do you like driving for Uber?
How you? Good, very good.
Very good, huh?
Very
You
good.
know, I heard some pros about it. Is that you guys can cash out your earnings right after rides? Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh.
I like much.
You know, that's different. Much different from taxis. You know, it's actually a big benefit. You know, they're very affordable to Uber drivers. You know, Uber rides. That's why I take Uber all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very affordable. You can even share fares.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't know
You can
that.
even share the fares. You know, it's quite wonderful to me.
Cool.
In the motherland, Uber's not there yet. You know, hey, you know, I heard y'all don't even got to pay service costs for this. You know that? For your car. Unlike taxis.
I think yes, sir. Yes.
You do? Hey, that's nice. Because, you know, that's money. And in this economy, shit, you know. And, you know, who knows, man.
Mi hermano Juan.
Gracias. Mr. Juan Pablo Gustavan had a wonderful ride. Thank you.
Adios.
Bye. 5 stars.
Cinco estrellas. Julian?
Yeah, that's me. That's me.
Hop on in.
Oh, okay. Today.
Not too bad. Not too bad. Yourself?
I'm doing good.
Oh man, this is crazy technology. I gotta say.
Yeah,
I
no,
gotta say.
it's insane. It's insane. Uber's doing a lot. They have a lot going on for them with their maps and everything. Like they have the core framework that they're working on that actually got me to you. It's a connection. So not only that, the map kit that they've been working on is it shows like it connects to your map on your phone.
So my grandkid gave me this eye thing over Christmas, I think it was, and I don't really know how to use it, but I get all these bingings and bingings and bingings and dings and birds that cheep, and I don't know what it means. Like, is it ever too much for a young one like you?
Not really, you know. I set it up to where I get notifications on a daily, so I'm kind of used to it. But Uber, what they do is they send you 2 different notifications. They send you one to let you know that, you connected to a driver and they're on their way. And they sent you another one to let you know that the driver's a minute away. Not only that, they also have set it up to where they could let you know when the driver's canceled your ride or not, and to find another one. So they're really doing a lot with it. Whether or not you use the little notification system, it really either way helps you out. I think this is my stop, but I appreciate the ride.
Of course. You have a great day.
You too. I appreciate it.